basically you find out the product and you find out the landing page formula, which is supposed to work because you put a lot of attention and follow all the steps.
Even the best marketing in the world cannot overcome a shitty product. So but the magic happens when you have a great product paired with great marketing. That's when you're on a rocket ship.
Hello to everyone, welcome to Ecom Business Stream podcast, where we are always invited interesting guests from e-commerce space. And today we have one of the really wonderful brands who I know personally, the couple who created from scratch an amazing energetic drinks brand. Like, it's even not energetic drink, it's a morning cocktails, which is helping people to wake up feeling powerful and keeping their mind sharp during the day. Plus, in their brand, which is called EarlyBird, they created as well a nightcap cocktail, which is helping the people have high quality sleep and get happy hours during the day. So I want to introduce you this wonderful couple, Chuckie and Shelby Gregory. I want to tell you to let them share their stories and especially give you practical knowledge, guys, how you can implement on your side to build your brand more powerful, because those guys made already multiple 8 figures with their brand in the last couple of years. What's up, guys? How are you doing today? Shelby, Chuckie.
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good.
Yeah, I'm great. Thank you. I'm actually excited to have you here because I know you've been on other podcasts before, and your story is incredible, especially like the idea, how it came to you and the product which you created. It's not a clothing brand. It's not transition from the home design dropshipping store to the branding, white labeling stuff. You create a product which is really helping people being awake in proper way and making their mind sharp during the day. And I have seen the advertising which you're running and what 4Media recorded for you. It's really sick. So I really want to hear from you all that story, and let's get started from the beginning, how that came from you, for you, why you decided to go that way, and have you had any kind of previous experience in Ecom?
Actually, this is pretty much the first endeavor into Ecom, because we really focused on creating a great product, and it just so happened that Ecom was the best way to sell it. So at that point is when we really dove into Ecom. But before this brand, I had a distribution business selling snacks, convenience stores. So it was completely offline business, B2B, didn't even have a website for it really. So yeah, then with that business, the one issue we always had was how hard it was to wake up early in the morning. All our distributors had to wake up super early, 4 a.m. to get to work. So it was always an issue, finding distributors that would be willing to do that, and getting them to consistently do that. So we kind of had that problem to solve, and we spent a couple of years solving that problem. And we always knew eventually we wanted to transition into an online business, because we did really well in the distribution business, but the growth was capped because it was limited to how many convenience stores were in the Indianapolis market. And online, it was just really attractive because there's virtually unlimited growth. The market's just so huge. So that was always really attractive to me. So that's when we started experimenting with things. We're like, well, let's create an online business. We have this problem of how much it sucks to wake up early. Are we going to create a digital product? What is it? And then finally we stumbled upon the idea of a morning cocktail, which was water on your nightstand with lemon and sea salt, mixed the night before, drink it right when your alarm goes off, so it's easy to resist the snooze. And we tried that and it helped a little bit. So that's when the kind of the epiphany happened of, what if we created a morning cocktail that had everything that we needed for clean energy, increased motivation, and the electrolytes to supercharge hydration. So we started testing dozens and hundreds of different ingredients, making our own concoctions every single morning, talking with supplement formulators, doing the works, and then tested different stuff for about 18 months until we finally nailed the formula. And then we're like, okay, let's figure out Ecom. And the rest is history.
Wow. That's cool. And you were testing on yourself, every single brand owners. Yeah.
We were our own test dummies.
Actually, this is funny because this is a need you are consuming. were there any kind of funny situations where you like really made something horrible, I mean, which is completely you were consuming it. It's not like you were worried or sitting completely out of the brain. Well, share with us that kind of experience, maybe the most horrible experience which you had during the testing.
Yeah, there was definitely some mornings that I was like, well, first of all, it didn't taste good because they were like just raw ingredients, so no flavor. So we were adding like Mio or something to give it some flavor, but they all tasted bad. But there's definitely one day where I'm like, I was setting up decorations or something in the house and I was like, oh, I'm not feeling good. I think I'm crashing. And then
0 out of 10.
I was like, whoa, no, this is not good. Like I was feeling sick. And then, yeah, it was definitely not the energy or anything we were hoping for. So that formula got cut out immediately.
Yeah.
But that was the point. That was the plus side of like doing it on ourselves, so we could personally know the side, make sure there's no side effects, make sure it's actually something that's going to work and taste good too.
And we also had the distributors testing it every single morning. So we just continued to tweak like it, but never was there flavoring involved. It was always, we were just testing the effectiveness of the ingredients. And then once we nailed that down, that's when we started working with different manufacturers to find out what manufacturer could get the flavor profile correct. And so luckily we found a really good partner with that.
Look, it sounds so like I would say in my end cool, because it's 18 months of testing. And how big was your problem that you decided to go and nail down into such kind of things like create a formula? I mean, really, it sounds when you never been in that kind of industry before. So it's like really hard decision to make, which is you had a really big problem with your distributors, and you just tried to find out this kind of morning formula. And by doing that stuff, like, okay, you find out, cool, we have flavor, we have energy drink. Now what we can do? What's gonna be the next step? We're supposed to go in Ecom. What was your way?
Yeah, so in the time frame between like placing the order and like after we nailed the formula and between that time and when we actually had product, we just studied like crazy different everybody. And I would say Ecom, but it was mainly not even really Ecom. We really studied direct response marketing. So we read all of like Russell Brunson's books, the Story Brand book, a lot of stuff like that. And if you go through a lot of those books and whatnot, you'll see, how their effect on, our landing pages and stuff. We lead with story. We're very direct response approach. So the first thing we did was we put so much focus in the landing page. Like how can we how do we put together a landing page that makes people have the desire for the product? That's when we really figured out it was story. Like we needed to nail the story. And one of Russell Brunson's big things is the Epiphany Bridge story. So on our landing page, that's basically what we did. We told our story and the epiphany that we had. And by doing that, people were able to kind of go through that same journey and thought process that we had when we created it. And that created like a really strong desire for the product. So initially out of the gate, we had like a winning landing page, and then the product kind of spoke for itself. Like we didn't intentionally create an e-commerce business. I think that's one of the reasons it's successful. Like we intentionally created a really good product that happened to be an e-com. So that's, what we studied and really went down the rabbit hole of, instead of, I feel like a lot of people they want to be e-com, but they don't have a product. So they kind of, the product's mediocre, and like even the best marketing in the world cannot overcome a shitty product. So but the magic happens when you have a great product paired with great marketing. That's when you're on a rocket ship.
So basically you find out the product and you find out the landing page formula, which is supposed to work because you put a lot of attention and follow all the steps. And many people are doing similar stuff, but get eyeballs, the correct eyeballs on your product in the short period of time and in the cheapest possible way. So you start going through the communities, or you start just running ads to the landing page with the right hooks according to the books, or what was your steps where it started taking traction?
Yeah, we started running ads, and we've tested pretty much every kind of traffic source since then. But still, that's the world I love, is paid ads, acquiring customers, break even or even at a loss, and then building LTV through email, SMS, and community. And that's where your real profit centers come from. So yeah.
That's cool. And when you understand that the brand really taking off and start becoming a seven-figure brand, have you done just spend more money on the ads, or you build a community, or you have done some other steps which is really bring your brand not just from a store which is generating cash to real brand which is people are talking about? Where was that kind of transition?
Yeah, we put a ton of focus on the back end, making sure that, once we acquire a customer, we were doing all the right things. So if you go through our funnel, you'll see all the different spots we introduce the subscription. And then once you become a customer, we have a very systematized approach to getting them on the SMS list and inside the Facebook group. Those are the two main things we want you to do. Because if we get them on the SMS list and or Facebook group, their chances of another purchase skyrocket. So we have a whole system in the back end to do that.
Yeah, we didn't start with the Facebook group though, which is kind of crazy because now it's gigantic for our business. So we probably could have started it sooner, but we were just more focused just the back end emails and SMS. But now our Facebook group is gigantic and it's a huge community. It's very active. Everybody loves it. We post about a launch and we get sales just from that first before we've even sent out an email. So that was a pretty cool side of our business that we added later on that's helped us tremendously.
Wow. And how big is the community in Facebook group?
We have 2 Facebook groups. The one that everybody can be a part of is 10,200, I think now. And then we have our elite Facebook group. So we have another side of the business, which is a membership subscription. So that's $9 a month. It gives them early access to flavor drops, exclusive discounts, faster shipping, that kind of thing. So people that join the elite program, they get access to that Facebook group as well.
That's about 1,000 members, I think.
Yeah, I think it's 1,000 to 1,500, something like that.
Wow, that's definitely the way where you see in yourself as a brand. It's community, and 10,000 people. It's already quite big, and it's not all your audience. It's just the people who decided to join the community, and plus you have subscription, which is make your evaluation of your brand even higher, which is incredible valuable for your brand and for the cash flow of the business definitely, and. It really makes it start making you a real brand out there. So how hard was to create this kind of Facebook community, or you just launched the email hey, welcome to join the Facebook group and get some valuable piece of values there, or it was really a tough journey to generate these 10,000 people?
Well, initially, we didn't do the Facebook group initially because we thought it would be so much work and we'd have to be in there every day and we'd have to do a lot of, energy into keeping it active and whatnot. So that's what kind of had us not launch it initially. But now that we launched it, the community does all the work.
And it was simple to launch too because our emails and SMS are still, we talk to people we're already in a community.
Not just selling.
So, yeah, they're all just from us, personal things, sometimes just, not very salesy. So then when we did launch the Facebook group, everybody was excited to be in it. We gave them just like a few pointer or like ideas that we had that we were going to share with them, and like they could see behind the scenes of our business basically. So it was easier than we thought, and pretty cool to see everybody join. And now, like he said, our customers kind of run the group themselves, answering each other's questions, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we thought it would be more work to keep it active, but the community just keeps it active. It's less work than we initially thought. It's probably like the easiest thing that we have going for us that like takes the least amount of work. And it's just a huge touch point. It adds another touch point for when we have launches and special deals and that kind of thing, which is huge.
Yeah, and we've added it into our email flow. So after they become a customer, we let them know about the Facebook group. So all new customers know about the
Welcome
Facebook group.
sequence with the Facebook group.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's, I mean, simple steps. When you have active community, active email list, people who knows you and especially love your product, it's easy to let them join. So means people who are trying to build their brand and already on the way and doesn't have the community, because actually it's that's the most basic fear from the brand owners, that it will consume a lot of time. So your suggestion started as sub. And don't worry, the community do it. The done that by themselves. The engagement and all the stuff. Am I right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And just if you don't know what to post, I mean, just they love behind the scenes stuff. So if you don't know where to get started, just kind of show them your day to day. I think that's kind of how we started our Instagram too. It was just a day to day of what we were doing to get some traction and let them know we're here. And then we just got ideas from there, but nothing intense at all.
A lot of it can be more automated than I expected for the Facebook group. Like you could set up a weekly like welcome post that tags all the new members.
It's automatically?
Facebook can
I didn't know that.
automatically do it. And it'll just tag all the new members. So you just make sure to, place a comment in there when it happens, like welcome to everybody. And then the one key thing I think is just making sure that posts aren't auto approved. We make sure that posts are pending, and then we just have somebody on our team that'll just go through and approve the post that we want. You just want to approve like things that are offer, like have the potential for engagement. If it's customer service related or anything like that, we just message the customer. Because if you have a bunch of posts that are very like kind of lame and more customer service related, then people aren't going to engage with those, and over time the Facebook algorithm is going to be like, oh, people don't care about this Facebook group's posts. Kind of be a dictator.
Start ignoring it. Like customer service.
Yeah, if somebody's like, where's my order? Everybody's going to ignore that, and then Facebook's going to think, okay, posts from this Facebook group aren't important. Be a dictator with approving and rejecting different posts.
That's important thing. First of all, I didn't know about automation of welcome message. It's cool. I mean, it's actually simple. Why I never thought about it. And second thing that about really remove this kind of technical support questions. It's really crucial, because people will start hating and like, I don't want to even go inside. There's always some issues serving. Cool. And so that's when you become a real brand, start collecting more and more people to your groups. And how, like, on what moment of your business during the whole your journey you feel that that's what I was looking for? I mean, you were working for it hard, and it became an 8-figure brand. Like, on what point you understand that shit, this is what we done, and how was the feeling, and when you understand it?
Man, when did we know we were on?
It's very hard for Chuckie to accept a good sales day and achievement, because he always wants the next best thing. But I don't know, one of our product launches, I would say like a new flavor, went super quicker than the last, and we realized we needed to increase the inventory on that for the next launch. And I think that's when we were like, wow, these flavor drops are huge. We were unexpected. Like, we weren't we didn't think it was going to be that big. So kind of those, or like our nightcap launch was one of our biggest sales days ever. And we were like, wow, we have like, this has grown insanely. It's kind of hard to like that day was kind of hard to wrap like our brains around what we had like just done.
For sure. That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, I think it's when we really started to figure out like our business, like, cause in the beginning, we've never been in ecom. We didn't really know anybody in ecom. So it was really just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks, because we had no idea what would work. So when we really figured out like, okay, this is the stuff that works, which is, acquiring customers through ads, and then building the lifetime value through email, SMS, and the community, and really figuring out what our backend was, which is subscription, and then every 6 weeks we do a product launch. Then once we had those figured out, we're like, okay, then we can start systematizing things and really defining what the brand is. But yeah, I think one of the biggest realizations that like, okay, this can be huge, is when we started to see like what the subscription revenue looks like. Like we never start from zero every day. Like we always start with all our costs covered, and everything like that because of the subscription revenue. So really more recently, we've realized just how powerful a subscription is.
That's true. That's the first of all evaluation I already mentioned, but second thing, it's a huge green cash flow for you to test things, to launch new products. Like you just like have money from the air to start without touching your daily revenues from the ads, from your community. Just like from subscription, it's your pillow for testing and for implementing the new things. How many products do you have right now? I mean, every 6 weeks you are creating new products. How many now?
Yeah. So we have 3 core products, which is the main one's the morning cocktail, which is the drink first thing in the morning for energy, motivation, electrolytes. And then we have happy hour, which is an afternoon energy gummy. So if you start feeling like, the slump after lunch, pop a couple gummies and you're good to go. And then we have nightcap, which is a cocktail you drink before bed to maximize REM sleep. So we have those 3 products. They're all flavored. So every 6 weeks we do a flavor drop. They're all limited edition for one of those 3 products. And so like the recent one we did was we had hazelnut espresso martini morning cocktail. We had 5,300 tubs. It was limited edition product. And then, we launched that, sold out in 9 days, and now it's gone. So our customers know that there's a lot of scarcity and urgency built in because they know every 6 weeks they launch something and it actually goes away and it's never coming back. So yeah.
That's cool. And on this kind of flavors offers, you never thought to bring it like for the regular sale? I mean, because it's sold out and that's it. You never like think like if it was so big, this kind of sale, maybe we'll put that as a core taste for our product.
Yeah, so now what we do is we'll launch all these flavors throughout the year. And then once a year we set up, we're about to actually do it here soon. We do it around March Madness. And we'll set up like a bracket of all the flavors we've launched. And then we'll have the customers vote for which flavors move on. And then there'll be 2 finalists, and then they'll battle out on a voting. And then whatever flavor wins that, we end up making permanent. So last year was the first new flavor we made permanent. But by doing that, we know that the customers love it. They've not only liked the idea of the flavor, but a lot of them have already tried the flavor, so they actually like the product. So we know for sure it's a winner when we do it like that. And bringing on a new permanent product, it's not easy. It's another product you have to keep in stock all the time, maintain inventory, track and everything, make sure it doesn't sell out because you're taking out subscriptions now. So it's much more of a problem if it sells out than just like the flavor drops. So we take it, that's why we do it very rarely. But yeah, once a year we set up that tournament and make something permanent.
Oh, okay. So do you have, what is expiration date on your products? I mean, what's usually the time frame? Like 1 month, 3 months, 6 months? 2 years. So you don't have the problem with the like expired inventory. It's sold out before it happened all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So like a lot of times we're holding on to the future flavor drops for 4 to 5 months. We have one that we're launching in April. We've had the full inventory on it since October. just waiting for its launch date to come up, because we only want to do a launch every 6 months or 6 weeks. Sorry. So so sometimes we get a little backstocked on them, but that's all good. It's better than being understocked.
And how big is your team in nowadays to handle whole company?
I believe it's 10 now. So yeah, we have a full-time person in customer service, a full-time video editor, graphic designer, a copywriter, email SMS person that just plugging in to Klaviyo and PostScript. Shelby and I, Itzel, who does
social media and customer service sometimes.
Yep, she's like do it all kind of person.
Jesus.
I'm probably missing. Oksana, who's our affiliate manager. She's amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's about 10 people, and then we use a few agencies for certain jobs.
Okay, cool. And affiliate manager exists in your company. It's powerful. I mean, especially for supplements. I mean, kind of the cocktail which you have, it's kind of supplement, and it's powerful for the affiliate marketing, definitely. Wow, that's cool. So not many people. So it's high profitable business, which is really makes even more amazing. I mean, that you don't need to have like hundreds and hundreds of people to sell like hundreds of thousands of orders from the warehouse. All the products are making in US, or you making like in abroad?
No, US. Yeah. So the most of our products are made in right north of Atlanta, Georgia.
Is there any pitfalls that were on your way when you were start creating this kind of formula? Because it's like a consuming stuff, so it's very important to get all the licenses, that everything is going through the all the approves. So did you have any problems with that, or it's like easy to go?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. I mean, it's important to work with a supplement formulator at some point to make sure everything looks good, and then to work with a really good manufacturer, because the really good manufacturers they're not gonna blend any ingredients that could cause any issues. A really good manufacturer is probably the key, because they have to, if they're GMP certified and everything, where they handle a lot of that stuff. Because there's no, like, in the supplement world, there's no like FDA approval and that kind of thing. FDA doesn't approve supplements, but you just got to make sure each individual ingredient is safe.
Got it. So it's like easier than people are thinking, and that's you guys who are listening have to understand that it's not that scared as it sounds like. Because for me it was always like, oh my God, there is so many regulations around to sell such kind of stuff. Okay, I have a couple more questions. I know that we have really short on time. I'm really wondering, like, as a couple running the same business, working day to day, shoulder by shoulder, is that create any kind of uncomfortable situations or fights or whatever? Like, seriously, like this is the business which obviously both of you in love, but what's your daily duties of each of you? I mean, who is responsible for what except social media? And if you have any kind of uncomfortable situations when you're managing business together?
Yeah. Well, first, we're never shoulder to shoulder. She usually takes over the office and kicks me out to the kitchen. I'm the peasant that works in the kitchen.
Okay.
But no, I mean, honestly, to make a business successful, we both think that having your partner working on it with you is kind of the best way, because we both understand the business in and out. So if there's ever any issues, like, we both have each other's back or can bounce off each other. I just think it'd be really hard if it was one or the other, because we wouldn't know, like, behind the scenes what's going on. We wouldn't know, like, the ins and outs, or if there's a problem, I wouldn't be able to just jump in and help him because I wouldn't know anything about the business. So I think working together is like the most beneficial part of it. But there's obviously times where we'll fight or argue about something, and it's really normally pretty petty. But it's kind of just some days just get a little stressful, and we'll take it out on each other since we're working from home and here by ourselves. But nothing is ever serious. I think it definitely is the way to go, just having each other works the best for us.
Yeah, for sure. And as an entrepreneur, like when you're working on a new business or project, it's like it's on your mind 24/7. So for us to be able to have those conversations and we each know what each other is talking about, I think that helps a ton, being able to like, bounce those ideas off each other and actually, being on, in the conversation together. So yeah, I think it's super helpful.
Awesome. Like I have a wife, I have a son. I'm in e-commerce space since 2017. My wife, 2017, 2018, she was not believing. She was saying, it's scam. What are you doing? Like you'll lose all our money, blah, blah, blah. Like we have a Ukrainian mentality, which is like Ecom, what is all about, especially 2017. So, I'm a big believer, and I have seen that there is opportunities. And the thing is that I understand you well, because at night you can relax and in the same time speak about work, and you don't feel the pressure. If I went night speaking about the work, it's kind of like, why are you speaking about the work? Like when you like, let's speak about like our son. I'm speaking about the work because it's my life. But when you both in it, it's definitely beneficial for you even having a rest. You feel that you have a rest, but at the end you're like speaking about the business again.
Yeah. There's definitely a balance to it too, where you have to turn it off every now and then, which is something I'm really bad at. But she's able to do that a lot better, so that is helpful. But when we do want to talk business, like we're both 100% on the same page, and I'm not like talking over her head.
Yeah.
So that helps a lot.
Yeah, I definitely think if there's people like wanting to do this or starting out, like definitely try to make some kind of schedule to let yourself know it's time to at least like get off the computer at this time or something. Like obviously you can still talk, but like, yeah, if we don't, and we'll look up and it'll be like 7 p.m. and we haven't made dinner or anything because we're just on our computer. It's nonstop. So we're trying to work on that, of like recognizing the time and like balance, like stopping and being at home instead.
Nice. Okay, I have one more question about AI systems. Like, have it affect your business since it has been like ChatGPT exists since end of the last year? A lot of other things, like over 60 different platforms are, which helps through AI using different things. Videos, audios, photos, like customer support. So much AI systems are around the world. Have it affected your business in the good or bad way in 2023?
Yeah, no negative effects, that's for sure. I haven't personally dove into it too much. I have a little bit, but our copywriter has taken the lead on that, and he's been using it very heavily. A lot of our emails are AI written. We've had some image ads that are AI developed, and all from him. So he's really started to systematize an approach around what prompts to use, what works, what doesn't. And there's a lot of different things. It's just about, because he's coming from a copywriter's mindset, his prompts are just so good, and it's working really well and helping a lot.
You have noticed that kind of increasement when he starts using it?
Yeah, so he's been able to pump out a lot more, where maybe we don't need 2 to 3 copywriters as we scale. He's going to be able to kind of duplicate himself by having that tool. So yeah, it's just about knowing the prompts. The prompts are everything on there. One simple one he showed me that helps a ton is if we have some emails where we're trying to be a little bit more sciencey, and then like an example of a good prompt is rewrite this email so an 8-year-old can understand it.
Yeah, it's a good way.
So it breaks it down in a more simple way. So yeah, just going through the motions, and he's constantly learning and staying, really inside that world. So yeah, I think it's definitely important for either you to make sure that's happening, or someone on your team that's going to, really dive deep into that world, because it's only going to get better and better and more important and more important.
Awesome. And I love that you as a business owners understand that it's not, I don't need copywriter anymore. It's, no, I can make my copywriter better. I mean, really, that's a great mindset, because there is people feel like scaring about losing the job, but come on, like if you're good, it will just give you a lot of benefits. It's creating for you unbelievable opportunities, and your work will be when cost more higher. I mean, your cost of hours will be much higher for your service, just because you know how to utilize it on the right way. And I love that you done that. I mean, with your copywriter. Cool. I have a last question to you, which is I'm asking everyone on the podcast at the end. And so would like to hear both of your opinion. Most probably it will be the same, but still, like, what would you choose? The journey or the result?
You're saying if I could, like right now, just
right
jump
now exit
to
for 100 million, or just move forward and grow that to 100 million because you love the journey? Like, for example.
Yeah, I think
I'm taking the end result, and I'm gonna have my own new journey with a lot more money.
I just give you example about the brand, but definitely, like, what's your opinion about general?
I think I don't know. I mean, I like the journey, and he definitely does too. He likes the journey from like 0 to 10 mil. He loves building out businesses. Like, you enjoy that. But yeah, the fun part is the journey, just to like get to build something and like actually see it be successful and work, and like it's so exciting, and there's like kind of like an adrenaline off of it when there's like something worked and we sold it, and it's like, oh my gosh, like it's so like that's great. Like the end result couldn't give me that. So I love the journey, but when it does get over like up to 100 mil, then I don't know if I would love it anymore. It might get a little stressful.
I think too, during the journey, you kind of find out like what you really love doing and what you don't. So like for our journey, like we got to the point where we're at now, and right now we're exploring an exit, because I've kind of personally realized what I enjoy doing is like the offer creation, the product development, the landing page build out, and proving out a brand and taking it from nothing to 10 mil.
So it's already behind
way more than creating systems and more high level business going from 10 to 100 mil. So yeah, my plan is to create lots of $0 to $10 million brands, sell at 10 million, keep a minority stake, and let somebody else take that minority stake to 100 million or beyond, and just rinse and repeat. So like, yeah, during that journey, just find out what part you really enjoy doing, so that you can kind of just continue to live in that, which has been huge for us.
Wow, you mix up the two answers actually, and because if we are comparing the end result in financial side, definitely like everyone has their own price to choose the end result, but the journey is making us who we are and who we become after. But definitely in terms of the business and end result, I understand why. I mean, and especially you shared the important point that it's like what you love, it's already behind, you already created, you already made it, so it means like now it's becoming kind of boring for you if you won't be try to exit and won't be thinking about the bigger goals. Awesome. Chuckie, Shelby, I really appreciate you being on this podcast today. I mean, I love to hear more and more about your internal processes, and maybe if there is going to be great comments and requests from the audience, we could record it in like 6-8 months later, more in depth about what's happening with your business. Maybe you will be already on the beginning of another business since you are planning to exit. And guys and girls, if you want to understand what is EarlyBird is, just go to our bio, and there is a links for the social media platforms, to the website. It's an incredible brand. Like I found out about it from my friends. We have the same networking with the guys, and I was like, wow, that's really cool stuff. And I didn't know that such a young couple was able to create such a freaking product, and not just like drop shipping to the brand. It's really created from scratch by the two wonderful people. And guys, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate it for what you're doing, and you are actually delivering value in this world by making it better. And maybe in 10-20 years, some big corporations will be selling your product, maybe even under a different logo, but at the same time, it will be your logo, or it will be your formula, and you will change the lives of millions of people around the world. I appreciate for that. and I really wish you a great day. Thank you, Shelby. Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Chuckie.
Look
Yes,
forward to it.
thank you so much.